Look at me. What do you see?
Do you see a beautiful woman, or do you see a loud, ignorant woman?
Please, I beg of you, don't be quick to judge.
See, I'm not like the rest of them that you talk about.
College for black women is different from what's glamorized in the movies. They have parties, boyfriends, finals just like everybody else, but there's one experience that only they share. The stereotypes, racial jokes, and invisible cloaks are constant struggles that make a regular day at school feel like a full-on marathon. Two women know these struggles all too well.
And this morning, I was a few minutes late to my public relations class, and as I was sitting down, I heard one white boy in our class say to another white boy in our class, black people are always late to everything. It was the first time I had been late to that class, and I was pretty offended because I pride myself in being on time, but I couldn't really say anything because class had already started. So, another racist thing to add to the book, right?
Taylor Ashley is from Houston, Texas, and grew up in diverse schools. But coming here, she yearned for a community that dealt with issues like these. As the president of her historically black sorority, she feels more
underrepresented. I feel like there's no reason that a black woman should walk into class and automatically be deemed as, oh, she's late just because she's black. I'm pretty sure, like, we're all college students. We all have things going on. We're all not as responsible as we should be. So I don't think that I should be any more less responsible just because I'm a black woman. So it does make me feel good, obviously, but...
Too sensitive, some say. Jokes are just supposed to be jokes, and that's all. Maybe black women at OU are being too sensitive. Should they just lighten up because the intent wasn't malicious? What are jokes anyway, if not to make criticisms with a smile?
Ignorance like that can tend to stunt education. So she's gonna be sitting in class worrying about what this dude just said as opposed to listening to the actual lecture. Sure. And that's gonna bother her for the rest of the day, maybe week. And it might be a distraction to her studies.
It bothered her enough to do something about it. It wasn't just something that rolled off her shoulders. She is obviously still upset about it hours later, whenever she filmed this,
And as unfortunate as it is, if it doesn't bother her, then she's become used to that, and that's definitely not okay.
Yeah. And that has to be rough. Gaylord isn't really, even
the
OU,
most diverse.
There isn't a lot of diversity, and just that's got to make her just feel like she's kind of alone.
Out of the hut of history's shame, I rise.
Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise.
Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise.
Why does the caged bird sing? When do black women speak up? Is it hard for them to speak up? Is it that feeling of anxiousness that one gets from the possibility from a confrontation? Or is it the exhaustion because they don't have the time or the energy to try to change it?
A student commented, what's it like, what was my level of education, how I made it to OU, assuming that I was from a ghetto. I was the only African American in this class, so I understood why he stereotyped me, but it still offended me at the same time. And I was really upset that he brought that up because I'm from Dallas, Texas, primarily Richardson, where it's a suburban area with high quality education. Also often ranked one of the highest in the state of Texas. So it really offended me that he thought I was from an inner city area where predominantly black people reside. And so all I could do was just reply and say, where I was from was by quality education, that you cannot stereotype me just because I'm African American, I'm the only one in the class. I felt bad for his ignorance, but I couldn't really do anything about it. So at the time I was mad, but now I'm over it. It was just very disturbing at first.
I would be offended if someone said that kind of, maybe not the exact same thing, but targeted me for us being a sorority girl. That kind of thing has happened to me multiple times, and, I don't like that. I don't think that that's fair to me as a person because I'm not my stereotype.
I just don't think stereotyping anyone for any reason is ever funny.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think it just doesn't have a place in the college environment.
It's a diverse
you
environment.
never know what people are going through, and just to give that kind of an excuse.
Now you understand just why my head's not bowed.
I don't have to shout, I don't have to jump or talk real loud.
When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud.
As the reigning Miss Black OU, GMC cadet An Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority member, Marla Bailey understands that the racial obstacles are just a part of life, and they won't just end at the university. Even though it's not right, she won't let it deter her from her future.
I have to work hard being an African American, and I have to work hard being a woman. So having to work 10 times harder than another person, it does suck. I hate to use that verbiage, but it makes me want to work harder, and it makes me realize that I have to let some of these emotions go if I want to get to where I want to be. And just having that mindset, it keeps me from being damaged, and it keeps me from letting regret occur inside of me, because if I regret it, then I don't move forward.